Imagine you are traveling from your city to the nearest hill station and you decide to go by a car. You put on Google Maps, but it's not working. So you decide, okay, maybe I'll take a train, and you go to the railway app and wait for the update about the next train. But that is also malfunctioning. So you again decide to understand that what exactly is going on. But the disaster alert app is also not working. Now, when I'm talking about all these possibilities, this is not a hypothetical scenario. This is a problem that might be actually unfolding real time in our country, because India's very own indigenous navigation system, that is navigation with Indian constellation NavIC, might be malfunctioning. And this is the real problem that we are going to face because of it. Because as of now, NavIC is in a serious operational crisis. Hello everyone, welcome to Vajiram and Ravi's Flash News. My name is Shubhangi Singh, and today we are going to understand that why India's indigenous navigation system is going to malfunction or fail in coming times, and what is the crisis that is wrapping itself around it. So let us start with understanding that what exactly is happening right now. As of now, we know what exactly is NavIC. Navigation with Indian constellation. This is India's own navigation with Indian constellation is India's very own indigenous navigation system, which is developed by ISRO. Now, when we are talking about this navigation system, this uses satellites for navigation and understanding, and for this very system, the required number of operational satellites are required, that is 4. Now, as of now, it has gone below it, that means it is only 3. And if we have less than minimum required satellite strength, then the system is in a questionable position. Now, as of now, India has only 3 active satellites which are giving us accurate navigation signals, that is IRNSS 1B, then we have IRNSS 1L and NVS 01. Now, when we are talking about these 3, what happened to the others? So, recently the 4th one, which was helping us maintain the minimum strength, that has lost its atomic clock, and that is why it is not going to send any navigation signals. Now, this is where you will think that, ma'am, what exactly is atomic clock, how it helps us? We will be talking about that. So, because of all this, as of now, we are in a situation where NavIC, this whole navigation system's position, this whole system's accuracy, timing, all the services that it is giving, that is under extreme stress, and the problem is that it might break down. So, this is the problem, the operational crisis that we are talking about. Now, let us try to break the layers one by one, starting with understanding that what exactly is NavIC. As I have told, it is nothing but a navigation system which uses satellites, and the news here is that this is indigenous. This has been developed by Indian Space Research Organization. Earlier, it was not named as NavIC. Many of you might be aware by the name IRNSS, that is Indian Regional Navigation Satellite System. This has been in place since 2018, and the coverage that it gives is not only of India but 1500 kilometers beyond Indian borders as well. So, this is not just important from the navigation purpose but also defense purposes, intelligence purposes. It is very fundamental and important. Now, in this very note, we also get to see that this whole navigation system is not built up on single satellite. It had 7 satellites. The whole idea of this navigation system was with 7 satellites and ground station, which will be giving the whole time, accuracy, location, etc. And this is not the only navigation system that exists. GPS, the global positioning system, this was the indigenous system developed by US. Russia uses GLONASS. Baidu is used by China, and Galileo is used by European Union. Now, what was importance of NavIC when we have so many navigation systems present, that we as a country had not to depend on any other navigation system. That means we had strategic autonomy, we had strategic independence when we wanted and how we wanted to use the navigation services. Now, when NavIC is in stress, this is where we might lose this strategic independence and autonomy in front of us. Now, you have understood NavIC. Now, we will be moving to another important concept right here, atomic clocks. Because we said the last 4 minimum strength provider, the last satellite, its atomic clock stopped working. Now, what exactly is an atomic clock? So, when we are talking about navigation satellites, they are dependent. The usability of navigation satellites comes through these atomic clocks itself, and they are absolutely of high precision. Now, what exactly is the function? Now, the satellites are responsible for transmitting the signals which contain the precise timestamps. The timestamps that have been generated, then the satellites will transmit that signal which has that accurate information. Now, receiver, which are usually the ground station, they calculate the distance from satellites using signal travel time, and if this signal which is being calculated on travel time, we will get to see that this is showed through atomic clocks. The timestamp has been given through atomic clock. Now, whatever is the timestamp has to be delivered in certain time. If the timestamp is not accurate, there can be a huge change in position. So, if there has been an error of 1 nanosecond, then 30 centimeter position will be deviated. The error margin would be of 30 centimeter, and if it goes up to 1 microsecond, it will be up to hundreds of meters. When we are talking about atomic clock, they are the ones which are responsible for exact, precise timestamp, and that is the signal that needs to be transmitted. So, if that timestamp is not available, satellites will not be able to provide any navigation solution. And before this, NavIC satellites, they relied on imported rubidium atomic clocks, and they had experienced multiple failures. Now, we are clear with the details of this. Now, let us go back to understand the crisis in detail. As we have just understood that IRNSS 1F lost its last atomic clock on 13th March. But was it the actual crisis? No, the actual crisis had started way before it, because this was the last straw that might lead to the crisis. So, when we are talking about crisis, there have been multiple contributing factors which are responsible for what we are seeing today. So, when we are talking about these factors, the first thing that is in front of us is satellite aging. As of now, multiple NavIC satellites which were launched between 2013 to 2016, and they had the design life of only 10 years. That means when we are standing in 2026, all of these have completed their design life. This is one problem. Second, when we are talking about atomic clocks which actually give the functionality to the slide, the next thing is atomic clock. Atomic clock, something that gives the functionality to the satellite. If they are failing, that is why we are seeing that multiple earlier satellites, they are losing their navigation capability and their atomic clocks are malfunctioning. So, two problems which are related to basic functionality. Design time has exceeded and atomic clocks are not working. And we are also seeing that if satellites are crossing their design life, then we need to add more satellite. We haven't been able to do that. After NVS-01, we were supposed to put in NVS-02, NVS-03 in place. NVS-02 was supposed to be launched January 2025, but it has not been in place because of engine anomaly. Then if we talk about NVS-03 and NVS-04, these launches have been further delayed. So, as of now, these should have been in place and we should have total 6 satellites of NavIC navigation system in place. And because that has not unfolded, we are seeing that our indigenous navigation system is in a stressful situation. As a result, The impact will be, if NavIC does not exist, we would have to be dependent on other countries' navigation system. That means we will not be strategically independent. That means we would not be having data and navigation help for defense. Anything such as missile guidance, military aircraft navigation, and even naval operations, navigation system will not be present for this. And if we want, we have to again be dependent on foreign entities, which makes us vulnerable and also extremely dependent for sensitive operations. Other than that, we will also see as an impact that it will not just be the strategic sector, civilian sector will take a huge hit. Railway tracking, 8,700 trains, it is done through that. Disaster warning alerts are sent through this system. Maritime navigation for fishermen associated with this system. Vehicle tracking systems associated with this system. And if at all we get to see a situation where as of now NavIC system is in stress, it might go into a zero functionality situation. It will put us way too back in the track when we are talking about independence in navigation system and being the leaders there itself. Now, what are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comment section. I'll be leaving you here with the prelims practice question. I'm leaving you here with the prelims practice question. That was all from my side. Thank you so much.